One of our top stories this morning in January of 2017, Montana Attorney General Tim Fox issued his final opinion that the Missoula gun ordinance violated several sections of Montana state law. At a press conference yesterday in the City Council chambers, Mayor John Engen announced the city has officially appealed that decision to the 4th Judicial District Court of Missoula and Judge Karen Townsend.
We believe, for a variety of reasons, that the city was within its rights to enact that ordinance, and also believes that it was a responsible thing to do on behalf of our constituents. So today, the Attorney General opinion serves as law, and we would like some resolution on this issue, and therefore are pursuing relief in the court.
As in the Mountain Water case, the city will be represented by the law firm of Boone Carlberg, as well as an attorney for Everytown for gun safety.
We're represented by the Missoula firm of Boone Carlberg and also by an attorney from Everytown for gun safety. Everytown is providing their legal services and representation on a pro bono basis. Boone Carlberg will be on the clock. Boone Carlberg's participation here is capped at $25,000.
Engen said the court filing, quote, goes beyond just the simple issue of background check ordinance. It's a question of the powers of local government as provided through the Constitution and our charter, end quote. Missoula police arrested 30-year-old Autumn Hines on Tuesday after staff at the Missoula YMCA called to report suspicious activity. YMCA Executive Director Heather Foster says a coworker alerted management.
They had a pretty reasonable suspicion that one of her coworkers was in possession of and potentially utilizing drugs while at the YMCA Learning Center, which is our child care center out on Palmer. The employee was in possession of methamphetamines. We know that she had it on her person, at least at the time of her arrest. She was most likely smoking methamphetamines, and it was taking place in our laundry room.
Foster said the facility will need to be closed for further investigation, but says they do know the laundry room did test positive for methamphetamine. The laundry in the room was thrown out, but there are still concerns that children came into contact with the dangerous substance.
Our concern would be touch contact, so if this employee did utilize the drug and then go in and handle or talk to or be around children. She was one of our primary caregivers. She works in our infant classroom. We know that this employee was contained to one classroom in our building. The population of children that would have direct contact with her is about 12 kids.
The YMCA main campus on Russell is opening its Child Watch to try to maintain services for the 56 children that use the Learning Center. An investigation is also underway to ensure that no meth-tainted laundry was used in other classrooms. Foster says it was mostly cleaning supplies. Hines is facing 3 felonies for the activity, including felony endangerment charges because of the risk to children. 2 Helena men pleaded not guilty yesterday to 2 counts of deliberate homicide in the March 18th deaths of a Helena area couple. The Independent Record reports District Judge James Reynolds set September trial dates for 21-year-old Kyle Ham and 22-year-old Journey Wiedeke in the deaths of David and Charlotte Taylor. The Taylor's son, 21-year-old Caleb Taylor, is also charged in the double homicide. He has not yet appeared in district court. Prosecutors have said Caleb Taylor told investigators he killed his parents, took a shower, burned his clothes, and disposed of a murder weapon. He was on probation at the time of the killings and is being held at the Montana State Prison. Lewis and Clark County prosecutors allege Ham and Wiedeke were also involved in the deaths and the attempted cover-up. Jesse Sackett, who was convicted of murdering his wife in Missoula in 1986, has been apprehended in Minnesota after breaking parole. Missoula County Attorney Kirsten Pabst provides details on the original charge against Sackett.
Mr. Sackett was charged and convicted of murdering his partner at the time. He beat her, he shot her, and he threw her body down an embankment. He was convicted here in Missoula County Court in 1987. Judge Harkin imposed a sentence of 60 years, but suspended 20 of those years, so he served a 40-year sentence.
Pabst said in 2009, Sackett disappeared from his parole authorities and was tracked down in Minnesota by the U.S. Marshals Service.
We have such a good relationship with the Marshal Service here. They've really gone above and beyond to help us with some of our worst offenders, and they were able to track him down. We got a piece of information that he perhaps was living in Minnesota. They followed up on that. The warrant for his arrest at that time was only $30,000, so our office went and sought from the district judge a new warrant, significantly increasing his bail.
Pabst said Sackett will be transported back to Missoula from Minnesota, will will appear before Judge Karen Townsend with the goal of sending him to the Montana State Prison to serve out the remainder of his 40-year sentence. Sweetgrass County officials say a man missing for 12 days has been found dead. Billings Gazette reports an autopsy completed yesterday identified the body found the day prior as missing 28-year-old Bryce Arneson. Arneson was last seen March 29th driving his pickup through fences and across private property west of Gray Cliff in an apparent effort to avoid a sheriff's deputy. His body was found on an island in a creek bed. The search for Arneson had been slowed by a combination of weather, terrain, and a reported sighting of him in Billings that was recanted just a few days later. His disappearance came after a sheriff's deputy responding to a report of an erratic driver spotted him driving on a private lane. According to Missoula County Treasurer Tyler Gurnett, an online fundraiser to help pay off the debts of local mobile homeowners before those homes were put up for auction was no gimmick. Gurnett says money was still coming in right up until the last minute.
Quite a bit of money actually came through. There was, I think, $9,700 or somewhere in that range raised online, and then there was an additional $900 that they brought in checks. There was a little over about $10,600 that they brought in to help pay some of these back taxes on mobile homes. 31 homes were saved. There were 25 on the auction block this morning, and 13 of them sold at the auction. Of the 25 that were left, we believe most of those were abandoned and vacant.
The fundraiser was started by Missoula resident Svein Newman, who said he was overjoyed by the way the Missoula community turned out to help. He was happy to hear how much the help meant to local families.
One that stands out to me is a mother of two who reached out on Tuesday morning and said, she's working and she's trying to save money and scrape it together, but just hasn't been able to quite make ends meet. And so was worried about her housing future for herself and for her kids. It was really great to be able to tell her, we got you covered.
More than 136 individuals joined in the fundraiser. Newman says he doesn't know if the same technique will be used next year, adding, quote, "It took a lot of time," end quote, but he'll be supporting more affordable housing in Missoula somehow. And Helena Public Schools is backtracking after warning families that it planned to hand school meal debt to a collection agency. The Independent Record reports the school district sent notices to families last week with its plans to collect on the more than $100,000 in unpaid school meals. District Superintendent Jack Kopp said the warning isn't the best message to send to families. He says about 20% of the debt was accrued by students who qualify for free and reduced lunches. Kopp said the district will focus on the other 80%, will try to collect the debts in other ways. He says using a collection agency would be the last resort. The school district approved a policy last May allowing us to use collection agencies. Our Newstalk time now, 6:13.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station. Areas of rain and snow today with our high temperatures in the low 40s. Wind gust up to 20 miles per hour can be expected this afternoon. Tonight, scattered snow showers with a light accumulation. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.